this right here. Okay, here we go. I think that's good. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we are live. I don't think so, especially for a couple minutes. We'll see. Let me check. Oh, okay. So we'll be live in 1 minute, you guys. I'm so excited. And here we are, I think. I don't know if you guys can see me yet, but I'm just gonna get set up so I can read your comments. Hi, Yvette. Can you see me now? Hi. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at you saying hello to me. Hi, how are you? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to be live. I haven't done that in a long time, right? How's everybody? I'm gonna be looking this way because I have my laptop here. It's easier to see. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Vet. Isn't this so fun? Like, totally unexpected. I just said, oh, I'm gonna do a live today. From Scotland? Oh my gosh, good morning. What time is in Scotland? If you're from another country or even a different time zone than California, tell me. It is noon here. And I'm in my first cup of coffee now. From Brazil, oh, hello. I'm so excited. I'm always so happy to see where everybody joins from. From India, 8 o'clock in the evening. Is that Scotland? Wow, we're just waking up. Well, it's noon here. I said I'm waking up because I didn't get out of bed until like 10 and we just finished breakfast. 6 a.m. Hi. Oh my gosh, from India. It's Diwali, right? Is it today? Is it this weekend? I always celebrate Diwali. 2 p.m. in Missouri. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to come out today. First of all, say hello, show my love. Oh, you speak French? Oui, oui. I don't speak French. I took French in college, but obviously nothing stick to me. Yeah, so I posted something earlier this week, I think, or last week. It is Diwali today. Happy Diwali. I have to celebrate. I know because it's usually around my mom's birthday, and her birthday is tomorrow. So we usually celebrate Diwali and then we celebrate her birthday. One of my good friends is Indian, so that's why. So there's a lot of different backgrounds here in the Bay Area, so I kind of celebrate a little bit of everything. Good evening from the UK. What time is it in the UK? I must know. I must know. Have fun, right? These live videos is kind of like traveling in a way, even though we're stuck at home still because we're, I don't know, we're all over the place. We're communicating. I can say hello to you. Good morning, Anna Maria. Crafty with Gardy. Is that how you say it? I hope. By the way, if you hear the noise, it's my girls. If you hear anything crazy, it's the cats. I don't think the cats are here with me, but maybe they're hiding somewhere. So I am here to answer questions. If you have any new questions, you can definitely send them to me on the chat. I'll try to get to those first, but I do have a list of questions that that you guys sent ahead, so I want to answer those as well. Hi, Vex. Australia, 6 a.m. Oh, thank you for being awake. It is Saturday, right? I woke up at 7 and I said, I'm gonna sleep a little more. Then I woke up at 9 and I still wasn't ready, but I was just in bed until 10 and then got some breakfast. We had breakfast and I don't know. It took me like half an hour to set up, so it's noon now here. And I'm sorry if I'm not looking up. I'm looking at your questions down here. But I do have my phone, so I'm going to be opening your questions here as well. And I should have had this open already, but you know me, I am very last minute. So anyway, hello from Indonesia. Wow, that is far. The Ecuador. Hola, Ecuador. Anybody from Peru? Hola, Peru. Ay, Peru, Peru. Things happening in my country is just really, really sad for me. It's a moment of change. It's crazy and everywhere, right? All over the world. It's crazy right now. Hilton Head, South Carolina. Hello. Bunny Hello Crafts. Thank you for being here. Thank you and hello. Okay, so I'm going to look at my post with the pictures, questions you guys sent. Really awesome questions. I did look through some, but not so many yet. I had also Instagram questions, so we will go through those. Amiga! My best friend's on the line, you guys. See, this makes me nervous now. Like, pressure's on. Let's see here. Saludos de Perú. Hola, Paola. Hi, Bex. And Peru is 15 hours. What is that? 3 o'clock? Yeah. We just changed the time here in California last week, so it always makes me confused with my time difference from Peru now. It takes me a good month to figure my schedule, my internal schedule again. This is probably why I slept in today. No alarms today. So anyway, so let's go over some questions you guys have. If you have more questions or comments on the questions that I'm going to be answering, feel free to put them here as well. It says, thank you for sharing your numerous mini albums, tutorials. You're so kind. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're liking that. So as you know, Christmas is around the corner. I am doing a series with 3 really good friends, maybe 4. We're still deciding on the 4th, but we're gonna be showing you some Christmas tutorials. We're gonna be starting on December 1st. So we were gonna do mid-November, but it just got too crazy and it's just things are going out. It's too fast, so we can't do that. I'm doing great today. Well, I'm kind of still waking up, so let's go through the questions. It says, I started my crafting business during this pandemic. I'd like to know where you buy your supplies from, how to deal with customers, and how to put a rate. That's a great question. My supplies, I usually get them from Michael's, the basic cardstock, which was a mess because on the pandemic, they didn't have anything and they were sold out. I ordered online. Even though my order online went through, they never shipped it to me for like a month. So I do have a few Michaels around the area, so I've been driving everywhere to to find what I need. So I went to Michael's the other day, and they still, I mean, sometimes they do. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I run out of cardstock, you guys. If I run out of cardstock, it's like, I don't know, running out of milk. I can't survive. I'll go really crazy. How to deal with customer. I haven't, thank goodness, had any problems with customers. Most of my products are digital. I do make my blank mini albums. I do explain that they do take so long. And most of the time now it's because I can't find my supplies. When I do, I stock up, but they go so quickly for me. And then I find my supplies and then I have to like craft really fast to be able to ship things on time. So I'm not taking any more custom orders. I haven't taken custom orders in a while. I don't typically do that. Like if I do an album, I will put it sometimes on my website. Most of the books I make, I don't make them again. Actually, all of the books I make, I don't make them again. So if I like something, I want to keep it. And you can see how that becomes a problem. And then I do a sale because I'm like, I'm running out of space. So let's put some for sale, even though I don't want to like selling my children. I do. And so that's typically what I do. I will do a video with 5 books that I'm selling. And and they're there. And I think I have some. I posted a video 2 days ago, so I do have some for sale right now. But yeah, and I do get a lot of emails for custom requests and things like that. I try not to take a lot of those because they do give me a lot of stress. I always want to please the customer, and because usually something that I do. Um, Before, like they request for something and I do it, and then they don't get to see the end result until the end. It's always very stressful for me to know if they're gonna like it or not, and um, puts a lot of pressure on me. So I stopped taking custom orders like that. And how do I praise the albums? So I have a set price already that I calculated a long time ago for my blank mini albums, and then for, I don't know, like complete albums, I don't really, I don't price them because I don't take custom orders, like I said. I do know how much I sell my baby books for. And so basically what I do is, if my investment for this book is probably $50, for example, because you do know supplies are very expensive, paper collections are very expensive, and for a full album, sometimes you take one collection, sometimes you take two. So you add everything up, and I want to say you want to make at least another 50% from it. I mean, I think that's just business. I haven't taken any business classes, but I do take a lot of project management classes. I don't know. I would always try to make at least $50 from a book that I make. I don't know if it's the most, it's the best way to price something, because you do take a long time to make these books. So if you take 8 hours or 2 full days or most of the times it's 3 full days of working and cutting and decorating, and sometimes it's just even staring at the book, seeing if you like it or not. So all of that is time. So it depends on how you want to value your time. And it's really hard to think that way with handmade items, because at the same time as I'm making this book, at least I have the flexibility to stop and go whenever, to be around my kids. So it's not, really setting a price per hour, for example. Anyway, I don't know if that helped, that answer your question. I don't think it does. This is why I don't really sell my books. Like, I sell my books because I run out of space. I'll just do a sale. And also it has a lot to do with the fact that I don't spend, like, for example, a lot of these paper collections are sent to me, and I don't invest my money. So that's why I don't charge as much as other people would probably charge. I do see albums on Etsy or the internet that sell for like $200, for example. So that is because they are investing on all of their supplies and materials. Okay, so I see questions coming up. You hit that like button so many times. You hit it. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit it, please. It says, can a person make living just making and selling albums? I'm sure they could. They would. I don't make my albums for a living. I do have a separate job, which is my main income. And to me, making albums is my hobby, and it's just, it passes. It started as a hobby, and when I started being on design teams, it was really great, because then I don't have to invest my own money out of buying supplies anymore, and that was really great for a while. And now that I am doing more like PDF tutorials and things like that, it actually became a little bit of an income for me as well. So so when that happens, it's kind of great, right? Because I get to enjoy my hobby and probably get a little bit of return for my time. But yeah, so anyway, let's go back to the next question here. It says, you are my go YouTuber and you taught me so much. I could be more appreciative. I don't know how you do it with your daughters, mothers, your daughters, your mother, your pets, your job, and it all seems seamless. I wonder what you use to film and edit. Thanks for offering this video for me. So usually what I do to edit is I just use my iPhone, you guys. That's all I use. And wait, hold on. Let me do 1 second here. I use my iPhone to record. I edit on the go. I just, well, before, back when we were doing on the go things like going to work or going to take the girls to gymnastics school and things like that, I would, every time I'm waiting for something, like if I usually carpool when I go to work. I used to carpool when I went to work. So if my friend was always driving, so I would edit some videos on the go. Or if I'm waiting for the girls to do their school gymnastics or ballet or whatever it is after school hours they do, I will sit. Sometimes I'll sit in the car and wait. Sometimes they will let me to, allow me to go in and and watch. But if I don't, then I'm sitting in the car editing my videos. So I found it very easy to just record and edit and do everything on my phone. I don't use any fancy technology or anything like that. So it's just fun. So here we go. Okay, so next question. Let me see if I have any more questions here. I'm from Germany. I am a great fan of yours. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Where do you get your tape from? And then another question is, why don't you sleep here? What is happening? Okay, so I think there's a troll in there, which is it's fine. We're just gonna ignore that. Do I have my phone on a tripod? Okay, so where do I get my tape? I've been getting it on Amazon because I buy a pack of 10, and I know it is probably expensive because I think for 10 I pay like $50. I just Google Amazon tape 3x8. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. And for me, it saves me time because I don't have to constantly think about I need more tape. But it is a little expensive, $50 for tape. I do get 10 rolls, so you do save in the long term because some tapes sell for like $6 or $7 plus shipping. So Amazon, of course, is free shipping, and then I don't have to worry for tape for a good couple months. But anyway, so it says, leave the link for the tape, please. I will try to leave the link for the tape. Now, this is the problem, and this also goes for magnets. I know I get a lot of questions or where I get my magnets and if I can share links. I go on Amazon and I Google, I put in the search, score tape 3/8 of an inch. Depending when you're looking for it, you might not find the same one that I found. For example, I just bought the 10 pack, and last time that I bought the 10 pack was like 3-4 months ago probably, and it was a different seller. So the same seller that I was trying to reuse, they didn't have it anymore. And that happens with the magnets also. I will try to go to my rebuy option on Amazon and use the same link, and they won't have it or it won't be there because the seller makes a new listing. I don't know how it works on Amazon, but it's because it's not the Amazon store, it's the supply, the what do you call it? The independent people that sell from to Amazon. I don't know how it works, you guys. So it is really hard for me to share those links because I might have a link and I send it to you, it doesn't work. So I always have to go and double check the link, or I have to go back to the Amazon search and do a new search as if I was buying. And it's just very time consuming because I get so many emails on that. And if you just think about how many times I have to go do the search, copy the link and send it to somebody, it's just it takes a really long time. And then also the problem is the magnets that I use and I explain on my videos are a little bit chunky. They're 10x2 millimeters. So if you Google Amazon, you'll find 10x2 millimeter magnets, and then you get them and you realize they're chunky. They have a little bit of volume. So when you put it on your page, your paper, depending on what type of cardstock you're using, it might crinkle a little bit or it will feel bulky. So then people will say, oh, I don't like the magnet. So I'm always afraid of telling you which ones I get. I feel like I have to explain every single email. I use these magnets. They're a little bit chunky. Depending on your cardstock, you might or might not like them. And that is all great if I explain that to one person, but when you explain that to different emails, it just takes me a long time. So sometimes I'd rather not, I'd rather not share the link. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I have it in front of me. If I just did a purchase myself, I will send it to you right away. But if I didn't, then it's kind of hard. I'm so sorry for that. Okay. Let me see if I can go back to, okay, so Anita says, I watched you do a mini album and I have made 10 so far. You explained everything so well. It made it fun and easy. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to hear that you you enjoy the tutorial and you find it easy. My goal is to make crafting relaxing. I know I always try to round out my measurements so they're easy to read on the, like, I really stay away from 5/8 of an inch or 7/8 of an inch or four. I mean, myself, I find those numbers hard to read, and I'm an engineer. I've done math my whole life, but I try to make it very like whole numbers or half fractions or quarter fractions. But everything else besides that, my brain just doesn't think that way. I grew up on meters and centimeters. And so I try to make the tutorials easier in a way that your cuts and your measurements are more exact that way and they're easier to follow. And I hope that you guys see that and you just enjoy crafting. The purpose is to enjoy and relax and have fun, not stress yourself more, because we have plenty of stresses in life, I think. Okay, so hello from Tucson. Hi, Misty. Let's say pretty fun stuff by Diane. Hi, Diane. Thank you for all you do. You are an amazing listener. Thank you so, so much. Um, are there any other YouTube artists that inspire me? Millions, of course there are. So many. You know, ones of the ones that I never miss their videos. Maremi Small Art, she does mixed media techniques and she's very relaxing to just like, even if you're not watching her videos that are an hour long, I usually have it on the background because her voice just relaxes me so much, and the way she mixes her colors and I don't know, just comes out with projects out of like recycled materials. It's just so exciting for me. I know it has nothing to do with mini albums, but that's actually what got me started with YouTube, was watching mixed media projects. The first YouTubers that I follow were Life with Evie. She does like scrapbook layouts with like mixed media colors, and those were the first ones that I started watching. And so yeah, so they were really fun. Hi Jen, hi from Texas. Thank you for being here. Okay, so how do I organize my papers and ephemera? I don't have a lot of ephemera. I think I have one drawer full of ephemera that I stay away from because it's so messy. I should do a video tour. And papers, I have a lot of paper. I'm not gonna lie, I'm addicted. And I've done these stashes, but I probably need to do a few more. So I have a cubby and I will do a video. If you follow my vlog channel, Rosa Kelly, just Rosa Kelly, I do always show what I'm doing in the, like on my weekend when I'm crafting, kind of behind the camera, what I'm doing, what project I'm doing next, how do I save my scraps, you know, how do I pick my papers, I don't know. So it's kind of fun to watch. If you like to see that, check out my vlog. But I do have a lot of paper. I organize it by brand and I organize it by event. For example, all Christmas goes together. It doesn't matter what brand. So I know if I'm looking for Christmas paper, I go there. Same happens for Halloween and for babies. So Halloween, babies, and Christmas, they have their own section. And then everything else, I just save by brand. Like if it's Prima, Stamperia, Ciao Bella, you know, just so I have my little sections. And I don't label anything, but I know where they are. I just don't like the little labels all over. So that's how I organize myself. Let's see if I can go up. Where do I get my ideas from? Uh, okay, how can I join the paid online tutorials from your website? Okay, so what do I get my ideas from? Usually from the paper. I get the paper and I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do. Sometimes maybe I even want to do something for the home and I try to incorporate, for example, the advent calendar book that I showcased last week, I think, and the one that I'm working on right now that's going to go hopefully out tomorrow, which is one of my tutorials, video classes. I wanted to do an advent calendar, which I did, but then I also wanted to do something where with like the little surprises that you put for the children, you know, like the candy on the boxes. And I said, why don't we do this a combo of like the candy on the boxes, which is a home decor piece. But then also I want, because I'm such a fanatic for pictures, I want to have like pictures about it. So my thinking is, as the girls open their countdown to Christmas, and this is only a 12 day, not a 24, I can take pictures of them opening, oh, what's, you know, day one or day two or whatever, and then put the pictures on the same book, you know, like kind of have it like a little story. This is how they open their candy or their treats, and then here are the pictures that go with that. I don't know. So that's how my ideas come. Sometimes I'm watching a movie and I get really inspired by I like a lot of like series that are from, I don't know, from a long time ago, like the queens, the royals. I don't know, I like a lot of that. So I get so inspired of like the architecture and the colors, the dresses. And when I find a paper collection that is like that, for example, this one right here, then I get so inspired. Like this one, if you open it on the inside, will be like a castle, because I was so inspired by these movies that I've been watching. I was watching something on Amazon Prime. What's the name of it? Something about Queen of France. Anyway, so it was beautiful architecture, and that's how I get my ideas. Like watching a movie with the girls, like the Alice in Wonderland and all the magical things they put into the movie. I want to incorporate some of that in some of the books. Okay, so let's try to move along. Oh, the question about my tutorials, my videos, and the join button on the channel. So they're two different things, and I don't want to sound like advertising, but so they're two separate things. The video classes, basically the kit classes and video classes, those are the same thing. With the kit class, you get the kits delivered to you. Like for example, going back to this book, you will get all the supplies that you need mailed to you. And then when I work on the video class, you know exactly what to grab, what to cut. You should get most of the same things. Sometimes the flowers might change a little bit, but most of the same things you can still do the project. Hi, Anne-Marie. And the video class only is the same class, you just don't get the kit. And those are a one-time deal, like you buy it. If you like it for this month, you buy it. You could also subscribe if you wanna make sure to always get one every month. So that you get from my website. And the join button on the YouTube channel, if you're on a laptop, you will see a join button right here. Let me see if I can point at it. Right here. You will see a join button that, oh, it's actually the other way. I'm looking at my laptop. It's so funny how we do. Anyway, so you see the join button on YouTube, and if you're on a laptop, if you're on a phone, you won't see it. Laptop or PC. I don't know if you can see an iPad. I don't typically use an iPad. And then when you join, you buy this membership, and it's a once a month. And it's a once a month automatic payment that you get, and there are 4 different levels. There's a $2, I think a $5, a $10, and a $25 option, or $24.99. And so that basically means how much access you want to extra videos. Like for example, there is the $2, which is mainly like buy me a cup of coffee type of program. Like you just support the channel a little bit. I do sneak peeks and like, what is it called? First dips. For example, I'm about to have a sale on all my paper, and I will do that on like members only. Like they have priority to watch the video maybe a day ahead, so they can get first tips if they want to buy any of my dish stash. And then just a sneak peeks, and of course I'm just so grateful because that level is mainly just supporting my channel as an artist. And anyway, the next level is the bonus tutorial. So you pay, I think, $5 a month. You get an extra tutorial a month just for members. The next level is technique, which means I just go more in detail on like a pop-up technique, or I don't know, like a binding technique, just more on detail. Concentrate on that. Not so much the rush of the whole album tutorial that I need to fit on 45 minutes. And then the live video, which is the funnest for me. I look forward to it. It's next Saturday, actually. It's always the third Saturday of the month, 5 p.m. my time, Pacific time. And we just craft live. We make a book from start to finish. The base of the book, you get to decorate it with whichever collection you have. You don't have to purchase anything ahead, like no kits necessary. You can use your stash. I don't know, it's just fun. I just enjoy crafting live because we can interact, and Anne-Marie will tell you because she's always there. She's so sweet. So I always look forward to that. So next class is coming next Saturday coming up, 5 o'clock. So you still have time to join. Oh, and then if you join, let's say now, I figured out that you can watch all the past videos as well. So you can go back and watch those videos over and over again. I know they're so fun, right, Anne-Marie? It makes me just number one because I don't feel like I'm crafting alone, talking to the wall. I feel like I'm talking to somebody when I'm crafting, which is so fun. It always makes me a little nervous because I usually don't plan ahead my projects when I'm doing a tutorial, but when I'm doing the live video, I kind of want to have a plan, so I'm not just like having those moments that, what do I do now? What to do next? So I'm gonna try to have a plan. I still don't have a plan for this week's tutorial, but I know it's gonna be obviously an album, and I wanna do something large, like a 10 by 10 that I don't know, lots of pictures. So I haven't come up with the exact, but I usually do a video showing the supplies, and if you do some type of pre-cutting, like the chipboard, I usually do pre-cut because sometimes it's hard to cut. But other than that, yeah. Yeah, I usually say bring some wine, coffee, or crackers because the live video is about 2-3 hours long. I always like to do wine, but honestly, it just depends on the day, because most of the time 5 o'clock I already had a full day, so it's coffee time for me, because if I do wine I'll probably fall asleep on the video live. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the questions that I had here that some of you asked me, and let's say, I started crafting during the pandemic. I really draw inspiration from crafter like yourself. My problem is I seem to have a long time to get a project done. Any advice on how to be more efficient would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so you just started crafting during the pandemic. Let me tell you honestly, my first album took me 3 months to do. So if your first album it took you less than 3 months, kudos to you. I always, I don't know, the first time that I did an album, I just was so into it. I wanted to discover everything. And when I did my album, I actually didn't follow a tutorial, which is another question that I got. But so it took me a long time to figure it out. Who is there? Carolina Scraps, hello. So after that, I put myself a goal like, okay, this next book I'm going to do faster. Like now I know what to do. So the second book took me a month. The third book took me, I don't know, like 3 weeks. Then and so on. It got a little bit faster. So it will get faster as you go. You learn the technique. You don't have to like measure every time. You kind of have your hinge measurements on your head already, and you know for what album, what size. I do have a guide on how to pick your gazettes, your number of pages, your page size. I think it's in my magazine, the very first one. I'm gonna include that again to the other ones. But it gets easier and it gets faster. Now, what do I do to make my projects go faster? Usually I have a pressure on time because I want to get my kids out to you, my video kids classes out to you soon before I get to the next month. So that is one thing that always makes me rush. And also when I have an idea on my head, I just really need to do it, because there's something that if I don't get it out of my head, I'll be dreaming about it. I'll be thinking about it all day. So I try to put it on, I don't know, sometimes I sketch it so I don't forget, or sometimes I just go and craft it right away. So that is my motivation to get it out, because I want to see how it was in my head. I want to see it on my hands. Um, Another motivation that I have is a birthday, a gift, a new paper collection. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get my hands on this paper, and I'm so excited. I don't know. I think paper just excites me altogether. So, but yeah, but don't rush yourself. If you are doing it, if you're new to crafting, don't pressure yourself, don't burn out yourself, because then you're gonna see that, oh my gosh, it's never gonna be done. Also, I would suggest finishing one project before starting the next project. I normally do that. I usually don't have 2 3 things going on. This month I did. And then I'm like torn, like, do I want to do this, do I want to do that? And I spend more time figuring out which one to work next, that if I only had one project, get it done, get it out of my brain, and then move on to the next one. I think that's a good advice, because then when you have too many things incomplete, it's just a big stress, I think. Okay, so let's go back to another question. When did you get the confidence to start making your albums on your own tutorials? How do you know how big of a gazette should be and how interactive the page can be? And this question is from Jen, and I know she's here. Thank you, Jen. Okay, so I think she also did, oh, she also asked the question here, how much interaction you can add to a page? Okay, so when I started making books, I didn't know there was such a thing as a mini album community. I was actually looking for a scrapbook layout for a Disney trip, and I was on Pinterest, and Pinterest took me to this link on YouTube for a lady that I did. Her name is Geneva. She did the most amazing interactive Disney album. And when I saw that, I needed to figure out how she did that. That was the engineer in me trying to figure it out. Hi, Eva, is it Eva? And it took me 3 months to figure it out, but I did. And she didn't have any tutorials that I knew of, and I didn't know they were called mini albums. I didn't find any tutorials. I did find a tutorial from Tamika, which I love, and I love to watch her channel as well. She had a folio tutorial, or I didn't know at the time the difference, but I knew it was different from what I wanted. Anywho, so it took me a long time to figure it out. And then as I was finding, when at the time, and this is for maybe 5 years ago, when I was looking for this, I couldn't find tutorials. I think I had like tutorial sections on how to do this and how to do that. And I probably didn't do a good search either, because now I know there were tutorials. And so anyway, so it just took me a long time. So I had a video, and when I started posting videos, of course, I never imagined I was going to have a channel this big, which I'm so grateful for with all of you. But so I just said, oh my gosh, I finished my book. And I didn't even put the video of my first book. I put the video on my second book. And that's because I did that one for my brother's baby. My sister-in-law was so excited. I showed her the books that I have seen online on YouTube, and I said, this is how I got my inspiration. And then she said, oh, we have to do a video. So she's the one that convinced me to do a video. And we literally recorded that video on her bed. She was holding the phone. I was passing through the pages, and it was like 1 in the morning, because my plane would leave at 4 in the morning that day. And I was in Peru, by the way. So she said, we have to do it before you go. We have to do it, because we've been talking about it all trip. So we did, and we posted it, and that was that. I never expected anything of it, and I probably didn't get a lot of views for a long time, but I just kept posting. And then I built this tiny small community of like 10 ladies, and one of my really good friends that I still talk to now, Robin and Lisa, and we kind of had this thing of like, oh, I really like it, and then I like their projects and so on and so forth. And then somebody asked me if I could do a tutorial for how I did it, and that's how my first tutorial ever came out. And I was nervous as can be, but I just wanted to explain. Anyway, so that's why I did the tutorial, because I wanted to show how I did mine. I never show something that I've watched somebody else do. I wanted to show how I figured out how to do it, how I did it, And I basically did it to show this one lady. And so eventually that's how the channel grew. And now it's this. I don't know how I got to this far, but it's definitely fun. Okay, so how much how interactive a page can be. I try not to make it super interactive. You always have to think about this huge page is going to hang from this tiny hinge. So you have to be very careful with that. If I do a lot of interaction, you might notice the interactive feature is mainly attached to the cover more than the hinge. So the hinge, or if I do a hinge, I try to make a really long hinge, like a 1-inch hinge, to be able to carry all that weight, reinforce the spine a little bit more, have a wider gusset, and then have less pages. So if you're gonna do an interactive book, don't go make a 5-page book, just make it a 3-page book with a lot of so you kind of have to decide, right? Do I want a lot of pages or do I want a lot of interaction? At the end of the day, you will hold probably the same amount of pictures, but the more interaction is just more fun when you get to play with the book a little bit more. So that's what I think. Hi, Mona. Hi, Roxana. Pandemia hobby. Oh, yes, totally. Totally a pandemia hobby, right? I'm like, please send me home. I get more time to craft. I can complain. Okay, so I think I missed some questions. Okay, so somebody asked me, where is my Irish surname? My husband is Irish. Well, we're separated now, but the gross daddy, he's Irish, and that's where the Kelly comes from. I'm from Peru. I'm not a Kelly, but I am a Kelly now because my daughters are Kellys, and I will forever be Kelly. That's the goal. That's the thinking. But yeah, no, it's kind of funny because I don't think myself as a Irish person, definitely not. But my girls are half Irish and half Peruvian, so there you go. And okay, so let's see what is. Hello, me gustan tus trabajos. Hola, Barcelona, gracias, Ada María. Linda from Ontario, Canada. One of my good aunts lives in Canada. I don't know where. I've never been there. You are having a hard time finding brats. Okay, I know those are hard to find. I usually don't even know where they keep them on the stores, on the Crafty stores. But if you don't find them on your Crafty store, I usually, when I go to Michael's or Joann's, I ask them, where are the brats? At the beginning, I didn't even know what brats were. Those little things that you put to make the page spins. So I would ask, but just get it from online. I think Amazon, or what is this other website? AliExpress. Make sure they are brats though, because sometimes AliExpress will send you like these things that don't open up. They're like basically like screws. I'm like, what do I do with this? So yeah, so those, I will ask your Crafty store. I don't know how in Canada will work, but I know Amazon works everywhere, right? Okay, so hi, Dulcina, I think that's her name, from Canada also. Am I going to do an updated craft room for this year's? Yeah, I always want to. If you watch my vlog, the last video I posted was a mini craft room tour, because I realized my craft room is never going to be fully clean. So on my vlog, I just really show you this area and that area and what do I do. I haven't done a full craft room tour, but I will. I want to. I feel like I have to clean up. I don't clean up very often. It's always mainly clean. It's just never like, I want to look at this video 10 years ago? Do I want people to look for inspiration and see my mess? No. So I kind of just put my craft room tours on my vlog because people that know me look at those, instead of like when people do a search craft room tour, and then there's people that I don't know that don't know me, and I just don't want them to be like, oh my God, why is she showing her craft room? But I honestly don't mind showing the real tour of my craft room, how it really looks. Is the craft room really clean ever? I don't know. I don't think so, ever. It will be ever clean. Okay, so then let's see. Are you going to do? Did I miss my questions? Are you going to sell your designs from your monthly life? Are you going to sell? Oh, Deborah, I had a sale yesterday, was it 2 days ago? And I sold some of my books. I think, which one did I sell? Do I have it here? I sold the boy and the girl, which were my favorite, but I feel like they would be better as a couple, boy and girl, if you have boys and girls, because I felt really bad selling just the boy because I don't have boys. So I did a sale a couple days ago. Okay. You never fully clean, Carolina. This is me. And then if it's not my mess and it's the girl's mess, there's always blankets, because I have a little sitting area here in the craft room, so there's always a blanket, a jacket, a pair of socks on the floor. It's never clean. Okay, how many hours have I done? I have no idea. If you count the blank albums that I do for my website, oh, good Jesus, I don't know, probably 500 books maybe, I don't know, 200. The good ones, the good, very nice, interactive, maybe 100. I haven't counted. Okay. Golden Freddy says I would like to hear your opinions on adhesives, durability, cost, ease of use. I just started making albums last spring and I hope the adhesive lasts a while. Yes, that's something that I kind of didn't know when I was starting making books, how important the adhesive will be, because I would just go by, back then Joanne carried double-sided tape. They don't anymore. Now I know why, because it doesn't stick. It sticks for a little bit and then a year later your pages are falling apart. So I didn't know that, but I do now, and I only get a double-sided tape that's called the Score tape. It's called Score, SCOR tape, and they're right there. But it's really important. The adhesive won't dry. Same thing when you buy chipboard stickers, right? Chipboard stickers, they stick really good, and then in a month you open your book and all the chipboard stickers are falling. So always do glue on your chipboard stickers, always. I haven't tried a red tape. I don't know where people find it. I heard good things about the red tape too, but I've never myself tried it. Don't know where to get it, but I could try it. I'm gonna do a search on Amazon, see if I can find it. That way I can compare, because tape does add up. It is expensive. To me, it's an investment. Especially if I'm going to sell a book, I need to put good supplies on it, good adhesive. It's very important. If it's gonna be for me, and I don't mind in a year from now gluing it again, yeah, but usually no. Okay, so red tape, double-sided tape and glue. Okay, so the glue that I use is the art glitter glue, and believe me, when I started crafting and I will hear people talk about art glitter glue being so amazing, I was like, oh my gosh, that glue is so expensive. I will never I will never join the art glitter glue wagon. So I was buying my glue at Michael's, and it's a really good glue also, and it was like $8. But the good thing with Michael's, you can use a coupon. And I was using that one, but then after a while, my paper will wrinkle. Not when you're using it. Usually you will see the wrinkles on the pages like 3 months after. I don't know. Maybe the humidity will do it. I'm not sure. But then I started using our glitter glue basically because it was sent to me for free on a design team package, and I really did notice the difference. Now that I am not in design teams, I do buy it. I think it's absolutely worth the price. Debbie! Yes, hi Debbie. Thank you for being here. I always should let my crafty friends know that I'm here just for more support. Thank you for being here. But anyway, so yeah, glue, very important. Please invest on your glue. Um, I would say more than even paper. You know, sometimes you can have a paper that is not a big brand paper. Just use something that's, you know, pretty enough and decorated, but don't save money on glue. Invest in glue. And the good thing about that, our glitter glue, it is expensive, but you only need a little bit of the glue, so it goes a long way. So if you do the math based on how much you get for your money, it's actually worth the price. Okay, I don't work for our glitter glue. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, so hi Nita and hi Amber. Look up craft tape on Amazon. Yes, that's where I get my craft tape, Amazon. And going back to the magnets link, I already said this, Jen, but I saw your question. I usually go Amazon and I search the 10 by 2 millimeter magnet, and you will come up with different companies, different sellers. They're all the same. I myself just Google it every time I use it. I don't have a set link to where I get that magnet because they change all the time, and then sometimes this player that you used a month ago, they don't carry it anymore. So this is why I don't have a link always, you know, that I can just share. I always do a search. So when somebody emails me about it, if I have the time, I will do the search and send you the email, but it's just really time consuming. But that's what I do. I just Google it myself, even for myself, and buy it when I need it. And usually when I buy it, I buy two of the, I think they are normally 100 magnets for like $11. And it's usually the Amazon choice. You know, when you Google, whatever the first option, Amazon choice for Prime, that's what I get. So, and I get a lot. I get 2 packs because I go through magnets a lot. Okay, so do you ever? Okay, so that's another question. This is why I don't like recommending magnets, because I use the 2 millimeter magnets because they're strong, but they are bulky. So if you put those in your pages, they will add some bulk to it. So I get both. I get the 2 millimeter and the 1 millimeter. If I don't want bulk on my page, I will add 2 or 3 of the 1 millimeter magnets on a row to be able to hold, because sometimes you don't want that extra bulk. And when I don't mind the bulk because I'm having a big interactive feature like something like this, then I will use the 10 by 2. But it's really hard to explain that every time I answer a question on an email. And I do mention that on my videos every time I'm doing a tutorial. So hopefully you kind of get the difference. And I hate recommending a 2 millimeter magnet, because then when you get it, you're like, oh, this is so chunky. I don't want it. If you want a good magnet that's not going to be chunky, those are the basic gray magnets, of course. But they're so expensive. They are like, what, $8 for 6 magnets, or 10, I don't know exactly, I haven't got them in a long time. They are worth the price, but for one album, you need, of those, probably 3 sets. So do you really want to spend $20 on magnets? I'd rather get the 100 pack for $10. I have to save money too. Okay. Let's see. Christmas, what's the name of the most recent Christmas album tutorial I have done? I will tell you this. I am going to have a red base album tutorial coming up. But with just the base, the blank base, because I did those for my website. I sold the red base albums. I get emails about people wanting the red base albums. I don't think I have time to make any more, because I also do know you want your album in time for you to decorate and make for Christmas. So I'm not going to commit to create more because it does take a long time. But I will do a tutorial so you guys can do the red base album, and hopefully you can do more Christmas. I will be having the 12 Days of Christmas series, which I'm so looking forward to. I think it's the 5th or 4th year in a row that I'm doing, maybe 5th. I did 12 Days of Christmas in July series, so this is why I'm a little confused how many I've done, but I'm excited. My dear friend Debbie is going to be on it too, and it's going to be 12 days of tutorials. I kinda want to do different types of mini albums, like big, small, tiny, keychain. I just have all these crazy ideas, but honestly, the sooner I can start, the better. And those will be all tutorials. And I know they're also, I have 5 crafty friends that we're all gonna do a bunch of Christmas tutorials for you guys. So that is starting on the 1st of December. Okay. Will I be making a Thanksgiving album? Yes, Jen, I already did. I did, and it's right here. Let me grab it. Oh, it's right here because I just have to finish it. This is my Thanksgiving, gratitude fall album, and this is using my own paper collection. I love it. I'm just so happy how this turned out. So I did do a 3-part tutorial on this book. It does have interactive features in here as well, that you are going to love. This is a carousel picture thing, so check the video. I have to finish covering the paper on some of these, and then I will do the final video tour on this one. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today. I have 2 things to do. I have 3 things to do today. I have to go to the post office after this video, and then I will finish this up, and I have the video class that I'm finishing up, so I can put it tomorrow too. And always lots to do. I mean, I wish I can commit my whole day to crafting, but I do have kids, so I have to organize my time. Right now they're happy. So I'm here. Okay, so it's oh, thank you, Debbie. You love the paper. Will I be making a December daily? Yes, of course. Every year I make a December daily now. And here is my previous latest. Please don't break. Here. This is my 2019 December daily. Look how pretty. So untraditional. I did the binder December dailies for the past 3 years. For this one, I did a Midori style December daily, and you know they are so time consuming, but so worth it. So worth it. Hi, Julia. They're so worth the effort. If you're hesitating to do a December daily, please do a December daily. You're gonna love it. This is my 4th, and I can't wait to do 2020. And what else is there to do on 2020? Take pictures and put them in a book. I take pictures of the cat sleeping. That's my October daily was mainly cats sleeping and girls playing video games on the couch. That was December. That was October daily. December daily will probably have a little bit of more of a cookie baking type of thing. But I think I'm going to start taking pictures when we start decorating, which is going to be this week. This week we're going to start. We usually decorate Christmas before Thanksgiving. We just like to have the tree by Thanksgiving. Okay, so let's say a tutorial for my December daily. Yes, I will be doing a tutorial for December daily, and I think that's gonna be the first tutorial on my, well, actually no, because the 12 Days of Christmas videos will start on the 1st, and by then I will, you will already want to have, there's a tutorial for this on last year, so I'm gonna try to find it and link it. I think there is, but I will do one before the series start. That way, you know what? I'm gonna keep it separate. I think that's what I did last year. Last year I kept my December daily separate from the what is it called? From the 12 Days of Christmas. 12 Days of Christmas will mainly be easy DIY gift ideas, like mini album keychains, like I said, little tiny ornament, everything that's picture related that you can give to a relative, maybe a little bit of decoration around the house. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have, I wanted to start that one earlier this year, but it's just too many things going on, and it's better to not stress about it. So December 1st. Okay. Uh, I will do a tutorial for my December daily. Okay, I will do it before December. Maybe not tomorrow. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday. I promised I wasn't gonna craft. I don't know if I can keep that promise. Okay, so Carolina says, where do you buy your heavyweight cardstock? I just recently bought a red heavyweight one and it was so expensive, $19 for 20. Oh, Carolina, I can totally relate. So my red cardstock is not heavyweight. So my red cardstock album that I did on 65 pound. And you know what? It turned out great. I don't think the pages are flimsy because, you know, you do cardstock on both sides of the paper anyway. So I think it turned out as sturdy as can be. The good thing is not as heavy as all the other books, but I use 65 pound for my red cardstock, and I did not find any red cardstock on heavyweight, so I'm glad that you at least found it, but that is very expensive. $19 for 25 sheets. You probably need 50 sheets to make an album. So yeah, no, just try it with lightweight cardstock. It's not that bad. You can always reinforce it and do two. I think on some areas that I needed heavyweight, I did 2 layers of cardstock, like on the interactive pull-down tabs. Oh, and Debbie says she gets her color cardstock from Amazon. So that's something that I'm going to try because I get most of my cardstock at Michael's. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Michael's has been not having my cardstock and I can't live without cardstock. It's like not having coffee for me. Like no coffee, no cardstock, just kill me now. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do one more question because I don't wanna have you guys here forever with me and I think my kids need to eat lunch eventually sometime. So I'm gonna go to Instagram and do an Instagram question because I did have the Instagram post too. If never use 65, I just did back. Is 30. What was it? Hold on, I'm sorry. It's okay that was my next question. If you use 65, okay, yes, you can use 65. I'd rather use, what is this called? 110, but even when I use 110, I always mention on my tutorials, this part needs to be with 65 because sometimes 110 is just, believe it or not, it might not be the best for everything. It's not the best for everything. Okay, so a question from Instagram. Oh, Lady J Crafty 2016 says, where do you get your inspirations from and did you inherit your crafty talent from a family member and who? And yes, I did. So my grandmother, and I've been crafty always, not just paper craft, but I like any kinds of arts and crafts. And my grandmother was somebody who would always be knitting projects for the house, like placemats, sweaters, cozy jackets, blankets. So I learned how to knit with the needles when I was 8. Then I moved to crochet, and I would do that. I've done that all the time. I was that 80-year-old 10-year-old because I will prefer to sit down and crochet than sometimes to go out with my friends. And that's where I got my crafty from. Also, my father, he's a chess player. He's also an engineer, but he was a chess player and he was as obsessed with chess as I am with albums. And he will organize chess battles by dates, by techniques, on binders. So my dad made binders and binders and binders of files, and he is so neat and detailed that I think as I was growing up, I always picture my house having some type of studio where I will have books, and he collected books a lot. So I will have books and binders, and since I was little, I always wanted to be an architect. I will grab graphing paper and I will design my own houses. my own dream houses, I will design them. And I had idea after idea after idea, and I will put them on binders. And I say one day I'm gonna build my dream house and I'm gonna get all these ideas from these binders. So I don't know when the binders are. I have no idea, but I definitely got my neat sense of I don't know. I think I'm very neat in that sense, and I got that from my dad. I got that from my grandmother. You know, and it's just really fun to have that in me, that I know I inherit from them, from their genes, from, you know, just something that I remember so dearly. My grandmother always, she was also a really good cook, which I did not inherit. I could go if it's just because I have kids, I cook because I could do takeout every day if it was just me. But the girls need to eat some healthy type of meal, and that's why I cook. But and my mom helps me cook too. But yeah, so anyway, so that's where I got my inspiration. Uh, yes, crochet. So I still do crochet. When Tessie was a baby, she was born with no hair and she didn't have hair. Hi, Yvonne. She didn't have hair for the first 2 years of her life. So I started to crochet baby hats. And oh my gosh, that became a whole empire for me because I wanted to do this design and that design. And eventually I had to stop because I have tendonitis, so I can really do a lot of like crochet is a lot worse than crafting in terms of like moving your hand this way, so I had to stop. Uh, but now I take my creativity into crafting. Okay, let's see. How do I keep my spines from cracking? I if it's a heavy book, I don't know. I usually just do. I make sure my spines are 65-pound cardstock. Sometimes people think the heavier the better, so it takes more weight. It's actually not that true because you want your paper to have some type of elasticity to be able to resist the movement. So 65-pound cardstock will have that elasticity on the paper. So just make sure that you score gently, and then you have those defined bending marks, bending lines. And I don't have a problem with my books cracking, honestly. If I'm gonna make a huge heavy book, I will reinforce the spines with like fabric sometimes, and mainly for looks, but fabric is really good on your spines also. And again, this is mainly for looks, but you could do that too. But 110-pound for spines is not the best thing. Those will crack. Hi, Suzanne. Thank you so much. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, you guys. It was so fun talking to you, and I wanna thank you so much for being here and all of you watching the replay. I know this is gonna be, you know, it's funny how live videos just they go so long because you don't realize how fast time is passing. It's already been an hour, and I'm just having so much fun with you guys. But thank you so much. For those of you who want to join in the live crafting session, it will be this Saturday at 5 p.m. So we can do a little bit more chatting in there as well. I invite you to become a member of my channel. I really appreciate all your support, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys. Bye, Bon. I'm gonna